All right, well, here is the bad news. We're still fat in this country. Here's the good news. We're no longer the fattest country. Mexico just sort of oinked ahead of us. Who knew enchiladas were so fattening? But I digress. Maybe now the food police can cease and desist here and move south. Michelle Field sure hopes so. Obesity expert, and that's why we have it, because no one sounds as sexy saying it. Imogen Lloyd Webber sure hopes not. Imogen, what do you make of this?
Obesity.
I love it.
That's the only reason I'm here, is to say
Absolutely.
the word obesity. Michelle is here to say the smart
Beautiful.
stuff. Look, obesity is a public health care catastrophe. It threatens to shorten U.S. life expectancy for the first time since the Civil War.
We shouldn't take any solace
in
in
it. It kills 100,000 Americans a year. But not only that, it costs America upwards of $147 billion a year in related healthcare costs. You sort obesity, actually you're a long way to sorting your healthcare problems here.
Okay, what do you think of that, Michelle?
Look, I think that the government should stop trying to tell people what they can and can't eat, because it's obviously not working. If they want to do anything, why not stop a lot of the subsidies that we provide for additives that go into junk food, that make junk food cheaper? And I don't think that this is a collective problem. This is an individual problem. What happened with personal responsibility? The only reason we look at this as a collective problem is because we have big government in healthcare. So whether you have high cholesterol or high blood pressure, that ends up being everyone's business, because everyone has to pay for your medical bills and whether you go to the doctor or not. But at the end of the day, government should be smaller. It shouldn't be in healthcare, and we shouldn't be minding our own businesses.
Well, you know, I'm just surprised. I'm looking at the rating. We have a good shot at dropping to number 3 because New Zealand looks like it's pretty hefty on the Chabola front. But
we're at number 7.
Are you really?
Yeah. The Brits.
What do you guys do that we're not doing? Well,
we're
awful food. No offense. I mean,
be quiet. Now, look, there is seriously, obviously, a link between poverty and obesity. And the scary thing is a lot of obese people are actually malnourished. So it does come down to, I'm afraid, there does need to be some government help, some comprehensive help. From labeling, Oklahoma State University proved earlier on this year in a study that labeling helps educate people who need educating in all of this, but also in providing accessible and affordable.
Like, in this city, they publish menus now and the calorie count. I mean, if you don't know that a double Whopper or whatever has a lot of calories in it,
but
then
it's also
you're
about
an idiot.
It's also about providing accessible and affordable food. So again, looking at farming methods and so forth. And look, Mayor Bloomberg, he has a point. Sodas are 7 times bigger now than they were in the 1950s. There is clearly a problem.
Even to diet sodas. Like
But this is a public healthcare catastrophe. Therefore, you need a public way of looking at it to tackle the issue.
So it's an obesity catastrophe.
It is an obesity catastrophe, because that is why I'm here to say the word obesity and not much else.
Yeah, she's been so busy on the new little one in the Monarch family coming that we had to drag her away from that. Boy, wouldn't it be somebody she gave birth right as we're doing
I am
this?
in so much trouble if she's giving birth. No, they're going to be in my ear, hopping over to Fox News
Wouldn't
at that
it be
point.
something that little Ty grew up to be a little fatso? I mean, wow.
Have you seen the parents? Have you seen how skinny Kate Middleton still is at 10 months pregnant?
No,
She's over 40 weeks
But it would
now.
be funny if you had to deal with that, like a little mama cass.
I don't know. No Henry VIII.
No,
not coming this way.
You know, Michelle, we look at this, though, and a lot of people say, we got to do something then. If the government isn't policing this right, and families aren't policing this right, parents aren't policing their kids right, we're eating all the wrong stuff, we're processed up the yin-yang. We got to do something because it is out of control. What do you say?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the economy. Look, it's cheaper to go to McDonald's and buy your whole family food than to go and buy tons of fruits and vegetables. I think improving the economy will make it so that people can go out and afford to buy good food.
Yeah, but we've been getting fatter through good and bad economies alike.
But the thing is,
I mean,
like,
not you and not Imogen, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, certainly. And I think that a lot of times it is education. Like she said, we need to educate people. But I don't think having these programs for our children where you limit the amount of calories they can have for school lunch is appropriate. It's not working.
And you heard about what happened in this upstate school system where they were force-feeding the kids arugula, and they just wanted their ring dings.
That was Jamie Oliver, a Brit, who was doing all that. Look, the scary thing is the World Health Organization...
I think it's bitter since the Revolutionary War.
The World Health Organization is now saying that obesity, eating too much, is a bigger problem than starvation. This is an issue. We all need to be together tackling this.
So you take no solace in Mexico moving to the top of it. You're not lecturing the Mexicans.
I'm certainly not, no.
Okay, well, just duly noted. Good luck on the baby. Hope it's not a fat kid. I'm kidding.
Can't
one
believe
more
you're
time,
going that
one
direction.
more time.
Obesity, Neil.
Love it, love it. All right, remember when Republicans